Kathelina, I know you cheated with your blood cousin. Here's what you need. Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Zeus, Helios. You need Satan just so he can be there, just to say, just show that he wouldn't even do this. You need King Von. You need Metatron. You need Gilgamesh. You need Ashura. You need Doc Ock. You need Hulk Hogan. You need Spock. You need The Rock raising an eyebrow. You need Godzilla stomping around Tokyo City. You need Mega Man collecting 8 master robots. You need the Onimusha. You need Yukimura Sonata. You need Yujiro Hama. You need Baki. You need the Avengers minus Hawkeye because I think he's suffered enough already. You need the Justice League. You need the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Optimus Prime, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Master Chief, Kratos, Doomguy, Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the entire cast of Street Fighter minus Ryu. I don't like Ryu. The entire cast of Mortal Kombat minus, I think, Baraka. I don't like Baraka. Maybe put in Jason in there, too. You need everybody, Super Smash Brothers, the Power Rangers, the Ghostbusters, the cast of The Office, the cast of Parks and Recreation, the cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the entire Simpsons family, the entire cast of King of the Hill, Bobby Hill specifically. Bobby Hill and Hank Hill specifically, so we can say that you ain't right. You ain't right. The entirety of the Marvel and DC multiverses, the Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, the Go versions can be there. You need the Doctor from Doctor Who, all 13 of them, and you need the TARDIS to help you with this situation. That is the help you need because your mental is not there. I grasp it. He was wildly abusive. I can see that in the original video that he made. He said he wanted to put you 6 feet under. He said he wanted to send you an invoice because he bought you so much stuff. I can see that he was probably financially abusive, mentally abusive, all that stuff. But you are also wild.
The Sandman was calling to me, but an even stronger call was pulling me, my YouTube notifications, because immediately, as soon as I hit the hey I was laying down, I got the algorithm buzzing inside of my ear, and it told me that a new video got released, and I was quite baffled. I was quite concerned. A light skin released the video, and the light skin who released the video was Kathelina. Kathelina has released a video. A new video has hit the towers, and this absolutely shocked me. My truth. Now, the title always gets me right here. My truth. What is her truth? I would like to know the truth behind the entire situation because this is her truth. After I'm Not Kenneth released all this damning evidence that this woman right here was laying down with her cousin in the bed sheets, her blood cousin, mind you, and earlier I released a video talking about that entire situation. She has a truth that she wishes to share with the world. Now, just in case you don't forget, I just want to point this out, that there is another video that is freely available by I'm Not Kenneth. It is right here. I'm Not Kenneth released this whole thing, right? He released the whole thing saying, my girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin. And he had damning evidence, he had proof, he had truths. It was insane. I'm very curious if she's going to either expunge these things or deny them. I'm not sure exactly what she's going to do, but I feel as though she may need a force that we cannot possibly gather her, because what I heard in that video was nasty, disgusting, and disrespectful. So I'm always here and open. Maybe there's a new angle that she's gonna spin and we're gonna hear what she's got to say. So with that being said, let's get right into what she has to say.
Hello everyone, I am here to say my truth and share my story on the things that have been released on the internet and the things that have happened to me. First and foremost, I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did.
Okay, perfect. Actually, you know what? Immediately, great start. So she did lay betwixt the sheets with her cousin. That's good. She cheated on her man. Fantastic. We have an established point we can get to. We can actually work with that. I can work with that. Very happily about that. We can work with that. So groundwork laid out. She immediately violated every commandment in the Bible, and that's great. I'm very happy that she did that. She is Satan's strongest soldier, and she has taken that in full accountability. Very happy to see that.
I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex.
Okay, perfect. I feel as though you should apologize to the entire internet as well, but we'll get to that.
I want to say sorry to my supporters.
Don't apologize to me. Specifically apologize to me because I had to sit through it. Find me and apologize to me.
I disappointed. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I have to own up to them.
But, oh, you weren't proud of them. I feel like she was a little proud of it because she kept it going for so long. I feel as though you don't just grow in a matter of immediately getting exposed. I feel as though there's a little bit of lies here, but that's just me. Let's keep going.
To my ex, I'm so sorry for hurting you, and I'm sorry that I did not take your feelings into consideration.
She doesn't sound real at all. Oh my God. It's agitating me because she's just kind of saying these words. There's no passion or she's not even trying to seem like she's in any way, shape, or form just remorseful about anything. She's like, to my ex, sorry, I did that. That sucks. To my supporters, that's bad. I feel like she's beyond reading off of something. She doesn't want to do this. She's just like, I don't care about this. She does. It's like, I have worked at too many places where my coworkers didn't want to be on the floor with me. This is that same energy of not wanting to work. You just don't want to do that. You just don't want to be at the job. You apply for overtime. This is your job.
When I did what I did. But our relationship was not picture perfect.
She's reading something. I saw her eyes start. She's reading something. Hold on. Let me get my. I need clear. It's hard to see in these glasses. I don't want to see her face. I don't want to see her face. There we go. Got my black shades. I don't want to see her face. Okay, let's get. She just said her relationship's not picture perfect. I figured because you're sleeping with your blood cousin. You're sleeping with your blood cousin, so the relationship probably isn't picture perfect at all.
As it may seem. I lost myself in our relationship, and I was in a very dark place at the time when I did what I did.
I think you're in a very dark place now because you're sleeping with your cousin. I feel as though, I don't know. It's, you need a plan B, and it's a death in the family, Stanley. I don't know. It's crazy. That's Batman. I don't know. It's killing me.
I have to own up to what I did. I have to take accountability for my actions. And in doing that, I've come to realize that I need help for myself and for all my loved ones.
Listen, I'm happy you're acknowledging that you need help, but I think you need to be chemically castrated. I bet that sounds drastic. Let me stop for a second. Let me zen myself. You need something deeper than what the earth can provide you. You need to go to heaven, like right now. You need to get reformed as a whole new entity. Your soul needs to get washed and eaten and expunged for 100 eternities. Is gross what you're doing. It's disgusting.
Around me. I know I've done wrong. I fucked up. And I'm taking time away to seek professional help in order to correct my mistakes, reflect on what I've done, and become a better person.
I don't know what professional can help you, but I'm really happy you're doing that.
But I would still like to come on here to share my story because regardless, I've done wrong and I did not have to go down that route and I deeply regret it.
I don't think she does. I don't know. I don't think she something about her tone. I've never heard her speak before, by the way, before this video. If she just talks like this, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but something about her tone just tells me that she doesn't care. I don't know.
But there's more to my story, and there's a lot of lies and misinformation being spread about me in order to farm more hate and negativity towards my name.
I would kiss it on the mouth, Cupid's arrow it. I would love to figure out where the lies were. Just tell me.
And I would like to clear up a lot of things. First, I want to address the note that was released online. I did not have any involvement in creating it or writing it in any way. It was
Odd first thing to address.
Only shared to me. And I also want to make this very clear. I did not have any sexual intercourse with anybody outside of my relationship.
Yeah, you know, you know what? I'll give you that. But why were you sending nudes to your cousin, right? Like, you were planning to. It would have probably gone that way. I feel like you were planning to, right? I feel like you had the intention to do that with your cousin. And maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm dumb. You know what? I'll give her that. Maybe she didn't do that. I'll give her that. Maybe she didn't. So let's keep going.
There was a rumor going around that I was cheating my entire relationship and I've been doing this for months, which is completely false because this is only a recent incident that
I wasn't cheating for months. I was cheating for like 2 weeks. Come on now. What? It's killing me. Okay, now I wasn't cheating for months. I was cheating for like 2 or 3 weeks. This is absurd. Come on, guys. The length of time is drastically different. Oh my god. Oh, she's funny. If nothing else, she's incestuous and funny. It must be the recessive trait. You know, humor must be a recessive trait because it must run inside of her, much like her cousin probably was. But she said he wasn't, so I'll take her truth. Her truth, as the name of the video implies.
That occurred. I'm not trying to make anything I've done sound any better, but I think it's important that I share my truth because of the insane amount of lies that are being spread about me on the internet.
That's fair. You know, that's fair. I thank you for clarification. Appreciate that. It was your blood cousin. You didn't sleep with him. You just shared news with him. Well, we don't know what you did yet, so we got 10 minutes left. Let's see what you did.
Internet. Firstly, I want to clear up that I wasn't disowned by anybody, and I still have a great relationship with my mother.
I'm so happy that let's see. Please go inside and sleep it off, okay? Go and sleep. Tomorrow is a new day, okay? I'm going to sleep, okay? Before you go to sleep, day good night, 9K, and we talk in the morning. I want you to come to Miami. Chile will make it through. I love you. Good night. I'm so happy that the family is so okay with you sleeping with the cousin. That's cool. That's cool. That just tells me all I need to know about the family. You know, it tells me that this runs in the family. You know, you think this is like some big gotcha? I was not disowned by my family. They're okay with the incest. You got it. You know what? My bad. That's my bad, cuz. Hey, you got it. You got it. I don't want to be your cousin. Then, oh, that'd be bad. Then you might try to lay with me. I don't want that. I apologize. I said cuz. Shouldn't have said that. I apologize. So let's keep going.
This was a fallacious rumor that was started by someone that I thought was a friend and is completely untrue. My family does not agree with the choices that I made, but they're standing beside me as I continue to get help and work to better myself.
Cool. I imagine the men of your family must be really happy. I gotta stop. I should treat this situation with some sincerity and some brevity. But you were planning to cheat with your cousin. Like, that's an insane thing to do. I'm sorry. I gotta keep going.
I also want to talk about a stream that my ex was on where he alleged that I did not want to publicly claim him and I wanted to hide our relationship from the internet. But in reality, in the first year of us being together, we actually had a popular couple page. And the real reason on why I wanted to go private was because at the time, I had a lot of people actively telling me to leave him because it was toxic.
To be fair, I can tell that he was toxic. You know what's crazy? I can definitely tell that he's toxic. To be quite honest with you, in his response, and this is a very serious thing, I can tell that he is definitely not the most caring or mentally mature person. But to be fair, and this is you know, obviously two people, it's just two evils. It's really just two. It's crazy because everybody kind of sucks in this situation. I don't think anybody deserves to get cheated on, obviously, but everybody kind of sucks in this situation, so that's very interesting.
I also want to make it clear that any cousin or stepbrother or any content like that we made together was his idea and he convinced me to do it.
Cool. That's awesome. That's great. I'm happy that got cleared up. Thank you.
The next thing I want to address is a very serious topic. It is my belief that in any form should be taken serious and never lightly.
I don't know where this is coming from. What is this? What's happening?
While I understand the streaming business and the need to say crazy things in order to get clicks and impressions, the thought that somebody's personal struggle with can be used by anybody for jokes and views is disgusting and cruel. While I've been off the net, it was.
I'm so. Were you? I don't know what's going on, dude. What happened? I must have missed some piece of the lore. I'm sorry that came out. That feels like a little bit side. I'm sorry about that. If anybody made a joke like that, it's obviously insensitive and cruel. I didn't know that was going on. Sorry about that. Seems strange.
Brought to my attention that the streamer Snowcone made up a false rumor that I admitted myself into a suicide facility in order to get attention from my ex. I was involuntarily admitted into a facility because I was considered a threat to myself. It was a terrible experience and one I would never wish on myself or anybody else. I want to say to Snowcone that while I understand I'm not perfect and I've done wrong, regardless of the mistakes that a person makes, that doesn't give you or anybody else the right to belittle, lie, and create false allegations about somebody's mental health.
Okay, let's
let's loop, because I did see that she said she was gonna. Somebody had said that she was gonna make a video saying this. I saw that. There was a video already said that somebody said in another video that she was gonna make a video saying she was gonna claim this specifically. I remember this because I read it on Twitter. I remember this is interesting because it turns out that either she's wildly manipulative or one of her close friends ratted her out and she talked to this about them. And to be quite honest with you, this may seem very cruel and insensitive considering the fact that she just cheated on her man with her blood cousin. I don't trust the words she's saying. Like, I trust that she was admitted into a psychiatric facility. I just don't trust her as a person on a fundamental level. I'm having a hard time just trusting this person. Maybe that's just me.
Throughout all of this, you've lied and made up rumors about me in order to hate farm me and get attention. Even though you don't care, I want to let you know that the rumors you created have garnered me more death threats and have made my mental battle that much harder.
Mental health is obviously a very serious thing. I think it's wildly serious, right? And I don't think anybody should be receiving threats to their life. I've received many threats in my life, obviously. But I have such, and call me cruel. You can call me cruel as hell. I have such very little sympathy for this person. I really don't. It just seems the inane nonsense that you were doing behind your man's back. You could have talked to him about it, left, something of that variety. I imagine you both really suck ass. Like, you guys both suck. I don't get, you guys just both are really bad people. Is really what I'm gathering from this situation. Like, nobody's good here. Nobody's good here.
And that hurts from someone I considered a close friend. Me and my ex were involved in a toxic and abusive relationship. When I was in love with him, I was blind to the harmful behavior and abuse that was going on. Our relationship was built on unhealthy emotional attachment, and I stayed because it was all that I knew. He was my first boyfriend, he was my first everything, and I met him when I was 18, just graduated high school, and he was 21. There's two sides to every story, and our relationship was unhealthy on both ends. And since he's decided to bring my wrongdoings onto the internet, I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be.
He doesn't paint himself out to be a saint at all. As a matter, he is openly violent. In the video, I could tell. I literally said in my previous video that this guy seems really toxic and manipulative and abusive. I said that in the previous video. He's not even hiding it. You're just bringing it out to garner sympathy. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's so baffling to me to hear this. It's killing me. And I know it's true. I know this part is definitely true because you can tell in his mannerisms and how he operates on the internet by saying, I would have put her 6 feet under, but I'm going to chill on that because I'm not going to let no girl, get that out of me. I'm not even mad about it. I'm just going to keep moving on, hit the gym, keep focusing on myself and stack that money. I can tell just by that statement that he's wildly abusive and toxic. I can literally tell that. Just by that statement alone, I can tell that. But you bringing this up after you have done something bad is insane. I can't take that. That is crazy. That's gotta, cause you're like deflecting. I know I was bad, but he was bad too. You both suck. The whole internet doesn't think he's good, by the way. No, I don't think anybody thinks he's a good guy. No one thinks that. You're bringing it up like, I know you guys think he's some hero. No one thinks that. You both are ass. This whole situation is just horrible all around. But I think you are and I know it's your first relationship, first boyfriend, all that jazz, and you're used to that. I grasp it. I get it. You're still like, it's your cousin. Even if you've never been in a relationship, you should know just conceptually never to be with your cousin. That's crazy. If you had just cheated, I'd be like, I can see that if it's toxic and abusive, that's a way out. I could probably see that in some capacity. But you really said, I can only, blood is thicker than water. And I'm not going to say that joke. I was going to say, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I'm going to get canceled for it. I'm going to get destroyed for it. The blood coursing through my cousin's phallic member is thicker than my boyfriend's. It's really crazy. I don't know. That's really what it is. That's really what it is, man. That's really what I got to say. Let's keep going.
We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point.
Oh, my God. My God. And I want to say believe victims, right? I really do. I believe her. I just based on his mannerisms and how he operated, I do believe her. I really do. It's so hard to trust this woman. It's so hard to trust this woman at all. When was this ever going to come out if you hadn't got caught cheating with your blood cousin? Right? Was this ever going to come out? Or was it going to keep going and it was going to be this big thing that comes out way later? Like, was that going to be a whole thing? I don't know. I just don't know. But it's bad. It's horrible that happened to you. But two things can be true at once. I feel.
My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as an outlet. For example, he would punch things, he would rip wires in the heat of conflicts. He would yell at me when I cried, and he would gaslit me until I believed I was the problem. There were two.
I wish she came out first. And it's so, and I'm not picking sides here, because she sucks ass and he sucks piss. It's like I'm choosing between Fidel Castro and Adolf, man. It's like Mussolini and Mao Zedong. It's like I'm picking between Cell and Frieza. Like, it's really just like, who's worse, a Cell Jr. or a Cyberman? Like, one is obviously more destructive, but both are pretty bad. Like, it's killing me.
2 or 3 times where my ex would approach me unprovoked and put me in a chokehold against the wall, and I would tell him to stop because I was scared, and he wouldn't. The next,
I'm sorry I really am sorry that you went through this wild abuse. Like, I'm sorry you went through like all this horrifyingly just evil, vitriolic abuse. I wish this would have come out in any capacity outside of the situation in which it came out in. I wish you didn't resort to cheating or with your cousin. I wish something else would have happened. I wish there would have been, and I can literally tell that he was abusive. This isn't like news to me. I'm not really shocked by any of this, but man, it's really just, it's killing me. It's killing me.
The thing I'm about to say are serious allegations that I know men often get falsely accused of, but at the end of the day, all I can do is come on here, tell my truth, tell my story, whether you want to believe it or not.
I feel like she's doing that in order to garner sympathy from men in some capacity, because this is gonna sound crazy, she's still pretty and light-skinned, so that's gonna make her story a bit more believable, to be quite honest with you. And it's gonna sound crazy to say that, but I just feel like her nature is somehow manipulative, and it's gonna sound nuts.
There was a time where me and my ex were drinking, and he forced himself onto me, and it hurt, and I cried, and I begged him to stop, but he never did. At the time of my essay, he was very rough on me, which resulted in me getting a cut on my insides. Luckily, I was able to take video footage of the blood on the scene and a graphic photo of the damage that resulted. After all this abuse, I formed a trauma bond with my ex, which made it hard for me to leave and left me in a cycle of half-hearted apologies that I continue to accept. This was a memory of mine that was heavily repressed because I didn't know how to process it at the time, and I was very oblivious to what a healthy relationship was supposed to look like. After 1 year of mental torment and trying to get my ex to change to no avail, I left. Here's proof of my ex.
I gotta
Get my ex to change to no avail.
I gotta read this. I have to read this. Yeah, man, I passed out on that. Cat, give me a brief overview of why you broke up with blank. I could tell you, but I finished at 3 a.m. anyway, so I knew you'd be asleep. He lost a real one because of his problems he was never to fix. I was putting 100% of myself into a relationship to fix it while he put 50 cents, so it didn't work. Despite everyone, despite everything, I loved him and I believed him and gave him my trust and all my hopes he would change, but he never will for me, because soon after our talk next day, we have an argument where his stubbornness held him back from being mature. Is just proof he will never change, not for me, at least not while he in a relationship. He needs to be alone to see that. So I stood up for myself and broke up with him 2 days ago when we argued again. Do it right now or break up with me, dead ass. Done putting up with your BS and your stubbornness. You are in the wrong for this. I'm not putting up with it. I'm having to get through your sleep before you want to handle the issue between us two. So please let me know right now. So I'm doing, nah, I'm good. You got it. You can repeatedly hurt me, but you get to claim you love me, right? You get to claim you tired, right? I can forgive you as many times as humanly possible, and you can remain the same man, right? I can go through hell and back, and you can still be the one to repair what we had, but I'm the one that is the I hope you rot in hell. To be fair, I believe that to be quite honest with you, I do believe he was abusive, because he said he was going to put her 6 feet under. Like, in his video, you can see the stems of anger coming out. I'm not saying she's, like, exalted, like, she's exalted from all of her thing, but she did go through probably a really abusive relationship.
I left. Here's proof of my...
Alright. I started shaking when I seen your text. I still am. Good. I hope you rot. You hope I rot in hell. I've been in hell for these past 11 days. I've been experiencing hell. Good. You should be. I was just thinking about you, ranting about you. Is you texting me right now, God work. Now the devil, okay?
Ex admitting to his anger issues and admitting...
Right now, I feel absolutely tarnished and destroyed in life. I don't even feel like I deserve to talk to you right now because of what I put you through. I wish after my countless promises that I kept them, and when I said I would do better. I'm not going to talk about the effects or what I've been going through, because I'm not trying to manipulate you to feeling bad for me or probably twist your mind, but this is how I feel. I'm someone with a great amount of pride and anger issues. We all knew that, brother. In the heat of disagreement, I hold on to my pride and I argue till I die. That's what I've been told by many people, just not you. I don't like being wrong, but I think as far as many times as I said I would calm that down, yet never did. I'm so effed up for that. I was looking at a picture of you maybe a few days ago with Brittany and was just asking, how could I make such a sweet girl cry? How could I do something so bad, such a lovable woman? These 11 days have been full of emotion. I've seen this video of a guy
into the abuse that
who documented after he broke up, like a daily type thing of how he was doing, and I was thinking of writing out my feelings instead of notes, but I've been through every single stage of emotions through this. There was anger when it first happened. I was like, man, what the she tripping. And then after anger is the sadness, the crying, the wanting to harm, the worst. After that is realization, and that's when I started realizing how bad a boyfriend I was. And I was telling myself, if I go back in time, what would I change? And I was able to list so many things that I would do differently to ensure I never lost you. After realization, there's loneliness. You realize she's probably really gone and living life, and you're here dying. I seen something that said the girls grieved and get over it quicker than guys because the guys are stubborn. To be honest, I don't know if that's true, but as time went on, it hit more and more. It's day 11. I'm here up at 2 a.m. thinking about you.
Fallout of our...
You were everywhere in my phone, social media, mostly you were in my head, and it started to kill me. What happened, I felt so bad after what I did and how my stubbornness led to this, how I could have done such a simple task and we would still be on a road to recovery. We were at our last straws, and I definitely need to add to that by being stubborn after saying I would do better and fix us. I had a dream about you, just watching you from a distance. You were shining, glowing like the sun, doing you and prospering, and I believed no matter how close I tried to get, I couldn't reach you. Immediately when I woke up and started punching my bed, like, why is this my reality? I feel like I feel so miserable in my life. I don't have joy in anything I do anymore. I'm not happy anymore. And to be honest, I was telling Brittany I'd rather blank than continue living like this for the rest of my life. Seeing your text made me shake and almost start tearing up because of how much I've been missing you.
Relationship.
Oh my God. You brought so much joy and light into my life. Every moment with you felt like a gift, and now that you're gone, there's this emptiness that I can't seem to feel. I miss your smile, your laugh, the way you even made me feel the simplest feel special. You're my everything, my soul, and love of my life. I think about you constantly, replaying my memories in my mind. I miss the way we used to look at me. I like the way you made me feel like I was the luckiest person in the world. Losing you has left a void that nothing else can fill. I realize now more than ever how much you meant to me and how much I took for granted. You are my everything. I let you down. I wish I could go back and change things, make different choices, and show you just how much you mean to me. But I know I can't change the past. All I can do is hope that we understand how deeply I regret my mistakes and how much I love you and miss you more than words can manage.
I still have the letters that he wrote for me where he confessed to his abuse and confessed to the wrongdoings that he put me through in our relationship. I also have a screenshot of a 20-minute confession where he confessed to his wrongdoings, and he made it for me in order to convince me to continue being in a relationship with him. I tried to re-access the link in order to showcase the video for you guys today, but it was sent by him and it was privated by him, so I no longer have access to it. My ex often tried to use money as a way to avoid responsibility for his shortcomings. I'm very grateful for everything my ex bought for me. However, I don't appreciate insisting that I was freeloading off of him when everything he ever did was his choice.
You know what's crazy? In his video, and I can show you the exact moment, I believe, in his video. And this is not defending her, by the way. She still is crazy for cheating with the cousin. Right? In his video,
my fucking girlfriend.
In his video, he had said something around like right here.
Invoice the motherfucker, but you can't, bro. That's not realistic, bro. And even this is for a little bit of my fucking life. 2 years wasted down the drain, bro. Bro, like the crazy part is, like, in a relationship as a guy, you spend so much money on a person, bro. Like, I genuinely spent like 50 bands plus, like upwards to 100K probably. 100K is a stretch, but like definitely 50 bands plus, bro. Because we was long distance for a little bit, so I was obviously flying her, bro, all of that shit, bro. Buying gifts and all of that, food, of course, Ubers, but like all that's just down the drain and just wasting money, bro. And it's like, I wish you could just ask for a fucking refund or just invoice the bitch, but like, or just invoice the motherfucker, but you can't, bro. That's not realistic, bro. And even like some people, I know some people take back the stuff they bought the other person, or like, you know, ask for it back. But I'm not even gonna do that, bro. It's whatever, bro.
I thought that this part was a little weird in his entire thing. I thought that this part specifically was very strange. And there's also other parts where he said he was gonna put her 6 feet under as well. I'm going to try to find that.
But nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, it's like a different type of self-control I had in that moment where I was just like, you know what, bro? It's not worth it. I have no enemies. On some Thorfinn, Vinland.
Yeah, right about here, right about here.
Obviously, she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro. We made content together. We dated for a couple years, and all of that ended recently, bro. I had to call it quits, bro. As of last week, I had to call it quits, bro. I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I pay all the bills in this motherfucker, bro, and she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin. Now you're probably asking, how is she still roaming the earth? Me personally, I would have put her 6 feet under, but nah.
See right there, like that part shows the anger issues, right? So he's also, to me, both suck, right? In my opinion, both are horrible. Just absolutely horrible is how I feel. That's genuinely how I feel, right? And I think that she definitely got abused mentally, physically, emotionally, and he got cheated on, and she shouldn't have slept with her cousin. I would have significantly more sympathy if it wasn't the cousin. I promise you, I probably would. I probably would have significantly more sympathy if it wasn't the cousin. I can tell this man, though, has wild anger issue. I can just feel it. I can just tell. I can tell by his room. I can tell by his room. I can just feel it. I don't know what it is. It's something about him, man. Something about him. But I'm just going to go back to her whole thing.
And I don't believe a relationship should just be reduced to illicit expenses either. Monetary value does not disregard toxic behaviors. After all of these gestures, I took my ex back in February of 2025.
So it's crazy because what he's saying lines up to what she's saying. So she has validity based by his own statements, just based on if you do like 5 seconds of thinking. If you do about 5 seconds of thinking, you get to literally this endpoint.
And in March of that year, after leaving him from the airport, I was set into a spiral of losing myself and wanting to seek therapy. Here's the video I recorded after leaving my ex.
Like, I just don't know what I'm doing anymore, but like, I feel like I'm losing my mind, bro. And like, I just need it.
I have sympathy for younger people because they don't understand a lot of stuff. I hate cheaters. I gotta set aside my hate for a second, but also incest is crazy. I just think incest is insane. I think that's a really crazy thing to do. Just psychotic. I wonder if she's gonna address that. But this is a sad situation all around.
Listen, and get help from other people in my life, or maybe therapy. Like, I think like a lot of stuff that's been going on like in my life, like I need to stop pretending that I'm sorry, this is so like non-descriptive, but I just kind of want to pour everything out because I'm at a breaking point in my life right now. But it's not your problem at all. At all. But yeah, I need help in that sense. I need to listen and grow up and do better.
At the end of the day, I chose to stay in this relationship and I made my mistakes. I regret everything I did and I wish I could take it all back. I never wanted to hurt anybody and I understand how badly I messed up. The only thing I can do from now is take the time to better myself and to heal. The next and final thing I would like to discuss is my mental health. Throughout everything that has happened, I have come to terms with the fact that I suffer with depression. It's a battle that I've been unknowingly fighting for the past 2 years. I was in denial and blamed it on a lot of other things in my life without fully understanding myself. Mental health is so stigmatized to where a lot of people, including me, do not get the help that they need when they need it, and it can often lead to self-destruction. Throughout the past few weeks, I've attempted to take my life multiple times.
Oh. This is all no good. I want to listen to the rest of her statement.
And the only reason I'm here right now is because I failed. During this fight, I stopped eating, I stopped sleeping, and I struggled to take care of my well-being. I felt helpless, and every day I would struggle with finding a reason to continue to live. I often felt like the world would be a better place without me. The suicide facility that I was admitted to was an abrasive environment that only made me regress more. In my time there, I met a lot of people that were in worse positions than me, and I learned a lot about the unfair and inhumane treatment that these people receive. And from my experience,
Yeah, I've been in those facilities. That they do suck. They are horrible. If you've ever been to a psych ward, they are trash.
there and my own personal journey, I've been very motivated to advocate for better resources and more attention given to these people to assist them in getting the proper help that they need. I understand that my actions have consequences, and I also understand how the internet works. So I knew the hate was inevitable, and I have no problem with facing that. However, I do want to remind you guys that I am still a human being, and I don't think anyone deserves the immense cyberbullying and the non-stop death threats that I've received in the past few days. I do believe that bringing all of this to the internet and the way my ex did was completely wrong.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, actually. Yeah, no, I don't know about that part. That, I don't know. You cheat with your cousin. That, and I'm telling the world about that one. To be quite honest with you, I do feel for you deeply. This is a very horrifying situation, and I'm sorry that this has happened to you. This is evil. I can feel that the guy is evil. He sucks, and you obviously went through a horrifying moment in life that was bad for a first relationship, first boyfriend. All this stuff, just not good. This is all just bad. I imagine you probably went to your cousin because that's the only other male figure that you felt comfortable with, and maybe you have some trauma that you really need to talk about, and I'll talk about it after.
And invasive. It felt like a breach in our privacy. I know a lot of people don't believe I deserve the platform that I have and don't think I should come back to the internet at all. I understand. What I did is undoable, it's terrible, and I can't tell you enough how much I regret it. However, I do want to come back. I do want to be able to use my platform to raise awareness for mental health, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are just like me, who are struggling and they don't even know it. I will be back to streaming, and I will be back to doing what I love. Because at the end of the day, I want to use my platform to help people. And I do believe after I get stronger and I get help, I can do that. To my community and to all my supporters, I'm so sorry I let you guys down. I'm so sorry I disappointed you guys. And if you are still here to support me, thank you. If not, that's okay too. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to my truth and my story. This is my experience and the things that I went through in my relationship and in the past 2.5 years of my life.
I'm going to say this. I didn't expect to come out of that video partially agreeing with this woman, right? I didn't expect that. I started off this all jokes, actually. I started this whole video off with all jokes. And I'm going to give a personal message to Kathelina, to you, a young, very young child, essentially. I don't know. I think you're like 20, 21, something of that variety. If you ever want to talk about this on my channel, I extend an open invitation to speak to you about this. I would love to have a conversation about the mindset that you went through and that you have about this. Because here's what I think, and maybe you can correct me if you ever see this video. Did you choose your cousin because that's the only other male figure in your life? I have a friend who actively is looking for somebody just like their father. Their father had passed away, but their father had, done horrible things to them when they grew up. And they have been looking for somebody like their father because that's all the love they had ever known. That's how they knew love. So that's all they looked for. It caused them to end up seeking their brother. Their brother was confused by this. And it was strange because he never got help for it. And I understand that the deep amount of trauma that can go with that. There's a very complex neural pathways and systems behind how people operate, and the intricacies of how incestuous behavior becomes very normalized, especially in a lot of black communities and a lot of communities in that variety. And I've always been curious to talk to somebody that has done that. I've always been curious. My curiosity overcomes my jokes in this situation. So I would like to let you know that you have an open hand, an invitation to talk about this on my channel. If you're ever free, you can contact me through Discord or Instagram or Twitter, any way you want to. I would love to have a conversation about this because I like to get full context behind everything. And I even said in my original video, if you ever want to watch that, I said that he seems wildly abusive and angry. I felt that. Now, to everybody that's saying I'm trying to talk to her to get something from her, I'm happily married. Have been married for 3 years. Just want to point out that I'm married. I crave nothing from this person. I'm not trying to gain anything from this person. I just really want to understand the mindset. I really do. I know how the internet operates. You just want to talk to her, bro, so you trying to get something. That's not true. I deeply just want to understand the mindset. Now, I'm going to give my final thoughts about everything overall. So if you're curious, I've chaptered the video. So if you're curious about my final thoughts, here are my final thoughts. I am very sick of apology videos. I really am. I'm also sick of pretending that people only cheat because they're monsters. I think cheating is disgusting, and I do think people are financially unable to leave certain situations. I think that people should leave when they cheat. Sometimes people cheat because they're lost and they don't have a way out and they can't do anything, but they still shouldn't cheat. People cheat because they're scared. They've spent years feeling unseen and did not know how to say it out loud. Being in a dark place is not an excuse. It is also not nothing. People lose jobs, family members, battle depression, struggle with anxiety. People go through hell every single day. Being in a dark place explains your emotional state. It does not magically transform your betrayal into a good decision. Darkness is not a device that accidentally launches you into somebody else's bed. But darkness is a real thing that happens. I always hear, the relationship wasn't perfect. Yeah, but no relationship is perfect. None. Zero. Every relationship on earth has disagreements, frustrations, annoyances, periods where things are difficult. And I think it takes a great strength to deal with another person going through their own personal journey. But that is called being in a relationship with another human being. I have a lot of things that I suck at. I am just wildly apathetic towards so many things in my life. I am. Right now, my foot is on fire because I
God hate crime. My foot is literally, I'm looking at a scorched foot that it looks like leathery skin on my foot right now. It hurts like crazy. I'm apathetic towards it. I'm apathetic towards a lot of things in life because I've learned to just deal with it myself. That's me being emotionless towards myself and not taking care of myself. And I take that out on everything around me. That's not healthy. My wife is a very loving and caring and powerful woman. She knows how to calm me down, and I know how to deal with her as well when she's going through her moments. We complement each other in so many ways that are amazing, but that's how people are. We're not fictional characters generated just by ChatGPT or some garbage like that. We are people. We have imperfections. But if imperfection justified cheating, every relationship would end in chaos by year 1. The quality of the relationship does not erase personal responsibility, but it also does not erase the fact that relationships can become lonely in ways that can hollow people out. A person can feel trapped and still feel responsible for their choices. I think both of these things are true. And upon hearing her entire response, I think that very deeply, she was wildly in a very horrible situation. And she did something horrible in response. Something horrible with a family member. I feel as though if this weren't with a family member, it would have been great. Now, she's saying that she didn't sleep with the cousin. She didn't show her provocative body as well. I feel as though she showed her body to her cousin, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, I would like her to address specifically that. And that's probably why I wish to have a conversation with her, because I have my own curiosities. And I don't want to be out here spreading falseness and rumors and nonsense on the internet. I want to get answers. I feel as though there's a big culture around spreading drama. I would love to be embellished in it deeply. But if I'm going to talk about drama, I have to do this with the responsibility of having a big platform. I think these apologies try to spread the blame around the room. Suddenly the relationship had problems. Suddenly communication was difficult. Suddenly life was stressful. Suddenly everything becomes part of the explanation except the actual choice you made. But she didn't do that. That's maybe the first time I've ever seen somebody not do that. Right? I've never seen that. Ever. At first she sounded disingenuous, but as the video went on, I think she was just exacerbated at the beginning. I think more I listened to her, and this is gonna sound so just, and I'm such an empath. I'm pretty good at reading people. I'm really good at reading people. I'm disgustingly good at reading people. I literally did it for a job for 4 years straight. I'm really good at it. I don't sense a sense of manipulation. I think she just really was confused as a human being, which sucks. I think that, and I never say this about cheaters, and I really don't want to say this about somebody that was cheating with their cousin. I really don't. I think she deserves the space to grow. And that's so many people are gonna hate me for saying that, and I get it. I understand it. That's your cousin, dude. That's literally your cousin. It's literally your blood. That's disgusting. Where did you think it was gonna go? What did you think was gonna happen? Could you talk about what you thought was gonna happen? That would be great. But obviously she's not in the correct mental state. That is somebody that needs help. And I'm always willing to give people the space to get help. And I think it's because when I was growing up, and I hate turning this to me a lot of the time, I was a crip. I was curb stomping people. You ever curb stomp somebody? You ever hear the gnashing of teeth upon the pavement? Have you ever heard that? Have you ever held an old man at the end of a barrel of your gun? Have you ever done that? Have you ever been outside a Greektown casino at 3 o'clock in the morning with an old man asleep on the side of the road and he has a watch on so you know he has physical cash, and you take all of his earnings and you use that to pay your mom's rent? Have you ever done that? Have you ever been in an area where you can openly commit crime simply by virtue of the matter of the fact that there's no cameras in your entire neighborhood? Have you ever stolen copper from a house? People can grow. I have done horrible, evil, nasty, wicked things in my life. But I grew. I think everybody can grow. But the fact that all of her information is just kind of out there for the internet, it doesn't allow people to grow. I think life is complicated for everybody. The issue is that somebody looked at a bad situation and actively made it worse. People who are drowning do not think clearly. People who are drowning grab whatever is closest. And I imagine what was closest was her cousin. That doesn't make it right at all. I don't think that's regular. I don't think it's normal. But I don't think we're dealing with a normal person. I don't. I think non-normal people make great content creators though. But it's gone so past normal cheating. It's entered a different dimension of nonsense completely. Your actual relative. We have moved past like relationship drama. We have entered a category of behavior that makes people stare at a wall for like 20 minutes trying to process what they just heard. Because that's exactly what I did. I was trying to process what was going on. Every single layer of this situation somehow makes the previous layer worse. And these layers seem infinite. Dude, we're getting so much more information. I'm so confused. I want to speak to this woman. Hell, I want to speak to Kenneth. I want to speak to both of them. I think somewhere in these people are still people who made a series of catastrophic decisions. A person who will likely spend years wondering how they got there. And I want to do this. This is morally wrong. It's socially wrong. It's biblically wrong. It's scientifically wrong. If I could somehow discover a chemistry textbook that addressed cousin cheating, I would probably find a chapter in there talking about how wrong it is in there. Every field of study seems unified in confusion. Historians, scientists, priests, philosophers, random guys at the bus stop. It's the conclusion is unanimous. Don't sleep with your cousin. I think that's important. I think that's good. But I feel as though this apology was really good. Right? You know, all the usual apology stuff. But she had like evidence of a lot of stuff. And she's going to take a break from the internet. But I want to say this with my whole chest, mind, body, and soul. And I want to speak to you, Kathelina. Okay, listen to me. Kathelina, I know you cheated with your blood cousin. Here's what you need. Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Zeus, Helios. You need Satan just so he can be there. Just to say, just show that he wouldn't even do this. You need King Von. You need Metatron. You need Gilgamesh. You need Ashura. You need Doc Ock. You need Hulk Hogan. You need Spock. You need The Rock raising an eyebrow. You need Godzilla stomping around Tokyo City. You need Mega Man collecting 8 master robots. You need the Onimusha. You need Yukimura Sonata. You need Yujiro Hama. You need Baki. You need the Avengers, minus Hawkeye, because I think he's suffered enough already. You need the Justice League. You need the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Optimus Prime, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Master Chief, Kratos, Doomguy, Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the entire cast of Street Fighter, minus Ryu. I don't like Ryu. The entire cast of Mortal Kombat, minus, I think, Baraka. I don't like Baraka. Maybe put in Jason in there, too. You need everybody in Super Smash Brothers, the Power Rangers, the Ghostbusters, the cast of The Office, the cast of Parks and Recreation, the cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the entire Simpsons Family, the entire cast of King of the Hill, Bobby Hill specifically. Bobby Hill and Hank Hill specifically, so we can say that you ain't right. You ain't right. The entirety of the Marvel and DC multiverses, the Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, the Go versions can be there. You need the Doctor from Doctor Who, all 13 of them, and you need the TARDIS to help you with this situation. That is the help you need because your mental is not there. I grasp it. He was wildly abusive. I can see that in the original video that he made. He said he wanted to put you 6 feet under. He said he wanted to send you an invoice because he bought you so much stuff. I can see that he was probably financially abusive, mentally abusive, all that stuff. But you are also wild. I would love to have a conversation to pick your brain apart. That's what I want. I really, really want to. I'm genuinely baffled. I'm not disappointed. I'm dumbfounded, absolutely bewildered by your choices. And I gotta pick your brain about it. I gotta figure out what is going on inside of your head. And as I said, before anybody says anything, I'm married. I've been married for 3 years. Not trying to get anything out of this woman. I'm very happy in my relationship. Please don't send me any advances in any capacity. I just want to point that out. It just kills me. It baffles me. It kills me, right? I think the cheating is pretty bad. I think this punishment is really bad. So I think there's no words left. I think all my words have been used. I think the words have failed to reach anything. So Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your insight about things. Just want to point this out though. If anybody would like to help me with my GoFundMe, I am in immense pain right now. I have been going through a lot. You can see the details in the GoFundMe and send a pinned comment. I would appreciate that. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts about the situation. And I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my lower low. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.